The heat in Dry Hollow didn't just sit on your skin, it pressed, like something heavy, watching, waiting. Inside the laundry, the air was worse, thick, wet, hard to breathe. Cole Mercer stood in the doorway, still, silent, blocking the light. He wasn't there for trouble, just a simple debt, freight, coin, done. But the man in front of him had something else in mind. Mr. Wu's hand shook as he wrung a damp rag, twisting, twisting, like he could squeeze his problems out of it. "You are a man with land," his voice low, careful. "A man who understands value." Cole didn't answer. He didn't need to. Silence did the work for him. Behind Wu, 3 girls stood in the steam, working, folding, not looking up. But not relaxed either. They were listening. Every word. Wu swallowed, then said it, flat, like it meant nothing. "Pick any daughter you want." The air changed, instantly. The youngest, Mei Ni, froze, her fingers trembling. The middle, Mei Yu, stiffened, jaw tight. But the eldest, Mei Lin, looked up, just for a second. And in that second, Cole saw it. Not fear, not submission, hatred. Cold, sharp, burning under control. She didn't look away, not immediately. That alone was a mistake. Wu kept talking, desperate now. "They are strong. They work hard. They obey." Like he was selling tools, not daughters. Cole's eyes stayed on Mei Lin, not her face, not her body, her eyes. Because she wasn't begging, she was daring him. Go on, choose. Be like the rest. Most men would have. Take the youngest, the easiest, or the quiet one, or the one who didn't look back. But Cole didn't move, didn't step forward, didn't inspect. He just stood there, thinking, because he knew that look, cornered, trapped, waiting for the worst. He had worn it once. Wu leaned closer, voice dropping. "You take one, I clear the debt. I add dowry. Good deal." Cole finally spoke. First time. "I don't want one." Everything stopped. Wu blinked, confused. The younger girls shrank back, hope collapsing. Only Mei Lin didn't react, like she had expected that. Cole held her gaze. 1 second, 2. Then he said it, flat, certain. "I'll take all 3. Wu stared, mouth open. "What? All?" Mei Yu turned toward her sister. Mei Ni looked like she couldn't breathe. And for the first time, Mei Lin's expression cracked. Not fear, not relief. Shock. Real. Uncontrolled. "Why?" Wu whispered. "You only need one wife." Cole didn't look at him, still watching her. "It's not a wife I'm buying. It's a problem." That landed heavier than anything else. Wu hesitated, just for a second, then nodded, fast, greedy. "Yes. Yes, agreed." Done. Just like that. Cole turned, didn't wait, didn't explain. "Pack what you can carry. No comfort, no kindness, no promise. Just movement. Blinding light flooded in. He stepped out first, and for a moment none of them moved. Then Mei Lin did. Not because she trusted him, but because she understood something the others didn't yet. This wasn't a rescue. This was a trade. And somehow it felt worse. Because whatever she had just been sold into was not the end of her problem. It was only the beginning. The ride out of Dry Hollow was silent. No questions, no explanations, just distance. Miles of it. The town disappeared behind them, like it had swallowed something it didn't want to remember. Cole Mercer didn't look back, not once. The three sisters rode behind him, close but not together. Mei Ni kept her eyes down, hands tight on the reins. Mei Yu watched everything, every movement, every turn of his shoulders. But Mei Lin watched him. Not openly, not obvious, carefully, measuring. The land stretched wide and empty, dry grass, stone, wind, no cover, no escape. He chose this place for a reason. The homestead came into view late afternoon, not large, not welcoming, built low against a ridge of rock, stone, timber, tight, like it expected trouble. Cole dismounted first. No rush, no greeting. He tied the horse, then turned. You'll stay inside after dark. No explanation, no negotiation. Mei Lin stepped down slowly, eyes scanning the place. One door, one window, clear sight lines. This wasn't just a home, it was a position. The air inside was cooler, still. Everything had a place, nothing extra. Cole moved through it like he knew every inch, because he did. The loft is yours, he said, flat. There's water out back. Then he stopped, looked at them for the first time. Not as cargo, not as a problem, as something he hadn't decided yet. Stay out of trouble. Then he left, just like that. The house changed after dark, smaller, tighter. Mei Ni whispered, "Why did he take all of us?" No one answered, because none of them knew, except Mei Lin had an idea. Cole sat outside by the corral, sharpening steel, slow, rhythmic, like time didn't matter. She approached him, careful but not afraid. "Why?" Her voice low, clear. He didn't stop. "Why what?" "All of us." That made him pause, just slightly. Then he looked up. "You were being sold. I was the only one buying. That wasn't enough. That's not the reason." He went back to the blade. "It's the only one you're getting." She stood there, watching him, because she knew men like him. They always had a reason. The others were asleep, or pretending to be. Mei Lin sat alone, back against the wall, thinking. Then she reached into her bundle, pulled something out, small, leather-bound, worn, handled too many times. The ledger. She stared at it like it might burn her. because it already had. The door opened behind her. Cole stepped in. He saw it immediately. The book in her hands. "What is that?" She didn't answer right away, because once she said it, there was no going back. "My father didn't just owe money." That got his attention. "He worked for a man." A pause. "A man buying land for the railroad." Cole didn't move, didn't interrupt. "He forced people out, paid some, destroyed others. And my father helped him." She held the book out. "This is everything. Names, payments, land taken. Proof." Cole took it, slow, heavy in his hand. He didn't open it, didn't need to. He already understood. "That's why they'll come," he said. "Not a guess, a fact." She nodded. "They don't want the truth out." A pause. "They don't want us alive." That settled over the room, heavier than the heat had been. Outside, the wind shifted. Cole looked toward the door, then back at her. "You should have told me sooner." "I didn't trust you." That didn't offend him. It made sense. He closed the ledger, placed it on the table, then looked at her. Really looked. "You do now?" That question mattered more than anything else. She didn't answer immediately, because trust wasn't a word. It was a decision. "I trust what I saw, what you didn't do." That was enough. He nodded once. "Good. Because when they come," he glanced at the door again, "you'll need to." And somewhere beyond the silence, beyond the wind, something was already moving toward them. And this time, it wasn't a deal. It was a hunt. They came just after sunrise. Not loud, not rushed, like men who didn't expect resistance. Cole heard them before he saw them. The rhythm of hooves, even, measured. 3 riders, maybe 4. He stepped out onto the porch. The morning light was clean, cold, too calm for what was coming. Behind him, inside the house, the sisters were already awake. No one spoke. They didn't need to. They had been waiting for this. The riders appeared over the ridge, dark shapes against pale sky. Not hiding, not sneaking. They wanted to be seen. That said everything. At the front, a man in a long coat, dust-covered, calm. Barrett Kane's kind of man. Not the one who kills, the one who decides who does. Cole didn't reach for his gun, didn't move. He just stood there, waiting. The horses slowed, stopped a few yards out. No one dismounted. The man in front tilted his head slightly, studying. "You Cole Mercer?" Cole didn't answer right away. Then a small nod. "That depends who's asking." The man smiled faintly, not friendly. "Name doesn't matter. What matters is what you're holding." His eyes flicked past Cole, toward the cabin. "They're not yours. They don't belong here." Cole didn't turn, didn't check behind him. Everything behind me belongs exactly where it is. That shifted something, subtle but real. One of the men behind the leader shifted in his saddle, hand brushing near his gun, testing. The leader raised a hand slightly, stopping him. "We're not here for trouble." A pause. "Just business. Hand over the girls and whatever they brought with them." There it was, clear, simple. The ledger. Cole finally moved, one step forward, enough to separate himself from the house. "You came a long way," he said. "Should have stayed in town. This ain't your place to take from." The leader's smile faded, just a little. "Everything out here belongs to someone. Question is," a pause, "who's strong enough to keep it?" That hung in the air, heavy. The wind picked up, dust shifting between them. Inside, Mei Lin stood near the window, watching. Every word, every movement. She expected him to bargain, to stall, to give something up. That's how men like this survived. But Cole didn't. He took another step forward, not reaching for a weapon, not raising his voice. Last warning. You turn around, ride out, and forget this place exists. That was it. No threat, no anger, just fact. The man on the horse studied him, longer this time, because now he understood something. This wasn't negotiation. It was a line, and Cole Mercer had already drawn it. "You're choosing this?" the man asked quietly. Cole didn't hesitate. "They're staying. That's the only part that matters." Behind him, inside, Mei Lin's breath caught slightly. Not from fear, from realization. He meant it. The leader exhaled slowly, then nodded once. "All right, then we'll be back." A pause. "With more men and less patience." Cole didn't react, didn't answer, because he already knew. The horses shifted, turning back toward the ridge, dust trailing behind them. Gone. Just like that. The land went quiet again. Too quiet. Cole stood there a moment longer, watching, making sure. Then he turned, stepped inside. Mei Lin was waiting. No distance now, no hiding. "You knew," she said softly, "they would come." He nodded once. "They always do." She studied him, different now, because this wasn't a man who bought them. This was a man who chose to stand. "For us," she added. That mattered. He didn't answer that, didn't claim it. Get what you need ready. By nightfall, a pause, this place won't be quiet anymore. Outside, the wind shifted again, lower, heavier. And this time, it wasn't bringing strangers. It was bringing war. Night didn't fall. It closed in, heavy, thick, like the land itself knew what was coming. Inside the cabin, no one slept. The air was still, too still. Cole sat near the table, cleaning his rifle, slow, precise. Mei Lin stood by the window, watching the dark, not afraid, not any more, waiting. "They'll come from the ridge," she said quietly. Cole didn't look up. Most likely. She nodded slightly, thinking. They won't rush. A man like that, a pause, he wants control first. That made him pause, just for a second. Then he looked at her. "You've seen this before." She didn't answer directly. "I've seen what men do when they think no one can stop them." That was enough. Cole stood, moved to the door, checked the latch, then to the window. Positions, lines, angles. "Stay low," he said. "If it starts, don't run outside." Mei Lin stepped closer. "Running won't save us." That wasn't defiance, it was fact. He looked at her again, longer this time, then nodded once. Good. The first sound wasn't gunfire, it was footsteps, too many to count. Then fire. A torch flew through the dark, landing against the side of the cabin. The wall lit up instantly. Now! Cole moved, fast, grabbing the rifle, checking the chamber, positioning near the door. Another torch. The window frame caught. Smoke began to curl inside. Mei Ni panicked. Mei Yu pulled her back. "Stay down." Mei Lin didn't move. Her eyes tracked the fire, the shadows, the angles. "They want us out," she said. Cole nodded. Or burned. A man shouted. The attack broke open. Shouts, boots. Cole stepped out, firing once, then again, not wasting shots. One man dropped, another pulled back. But there were more. Smoke thickened, heat rising. Mei Lin moved, fast now, grabbing a blanket, dipping it in water, pressing it against the burning frame. Not enough, but buying time. "Back exit," she called. Cole turned, just briefly. There was one, hidden, behind the storage wall. He hadn't told them. She found it anyway. That changed something. Another man rushed forward, gun raised. Cole fired first. The man dropped. But the others were spreading out now, encircling. The fire climbed higher. The room glowed orange. Mei Lin turned to the others. "Go, now." Mei Yu hesitated. "What about—" "He's not staying. Move." They listened. Cole stepped back inside, eyes scanning. "Out," he said. "Now." Mei Lin didn't move immediately. She looked at him. "Left side," she said. "2 men." He froze, just for a second, then nodded. "Stay behind me." They moved fast, through smoke, through heat, into the dark. A man stepped into view, too close. Cole struck first, knocking him down. Another fell. They broke through the line, climbing, breathing hard. Behind them, the cabin burned. They stopped at the ridge, turned. The house, gone. Flames eating what was left. Cole stood still, watching it. Everything he had built, burning. Mei Lin stepped beside him. "You knew this might happen." He nodded. I just hoped it wouldn't." She looked at the fire, then back at him. "They came for the ledger. They'll come again." He didn't argue, because she was right. And now they had nothing left to defend, only something to survive. The house was gone. The night had taken it. But what they had just become, standing there in the firelight, was something far more dangerous, because now they weren't hiding any more. Dawn came slow, not bright, not warm, just enough light to show what was left. Smoke still drifted from the ridge below, thin, lingering. The cabin was gone, nothing but blackened timber and ash. Cole Mercer hadn't moved far from where he stood, watching. Not mourning, not angry, just taking it in. Because loss like that wasn't new. The sisters sat close together, wrapped in what little they had managed to carry. Quiet, exhausted, but alive. Mei Lin stood apart, a few steps from him. Not distant, not close, just there. She looked at the smoke, then at him. "You didn't run." Not a question, a statement. He didn't answer right away, because the answer wasn't simple. There was nowhere else to go. That wasn't entirely true. She knew it. "You could have left us." A pause. "Taken the ledger." He glanced at her, brief. "Wouldn't have changed anything." "That man—" He doesn't stop. That was true, too. The wind shifted, cool. Mei Lin stepped closer, this time closing the distance. "You stayed," she said. That word meant more now. Not about the night, not about the fight, about the choice. He looked at her, really looked. "You did too." That landed differently, because she had. Not because she had nowhere to go, but because she chose not to leave. She nodded slightly. "I wasn't sure before." A pause. "But I am now." He didn't ask what changed. He already knew. Fire, smoke, blood. Those things made decisions clear. The sun pushed higher, light spreading across the land, revealing more. Tracks, movement. "They'll follow," she said. "They won't stop." Cole nodded once. Good. That caught her. Good? He looked out across the land. Means they come to us. No more running. That was the shift. Not survival anymore. Strategy. Mei Lin studied him. Different now, because she understood. He wasn't just defending something. He was deciding how it ended. The wind carried the last of the smoke away, clearing the sky. Nothing left behind except them. She stepped closer again, now standing beside him, shoulder to shoulder. No hesitation. "You lost your home," she said quietly. He didn't look at her. It was just wood. That wasn't the truth. It was the only version he needed. She watched him. "We'll build another." That made him pause, just for a second. Then he looked at her. Not here. Somewhere they won't expect. A new plan. She nodded. Then we choose it. Not him, not fate, them. Behind them, the other two stirred, alive, safe, because of what he had done, because of what she had seen. He reached into his coat, pulled out the ledger, still intact, untouched by fire. He held it for a moment, then handed it to her. She hesitated. Why me? He didn't answer right away, because the answer mattered. You see things. A pause. Faster than most. That's what keeps people alive. She took it. Careful. Not just weight. Responsibility. For a moment, neither of them moved. The space between them, gone. Not forced, not accidental. Chosen. You didn't buy us, she said quietly. That truth finally clear. He shook his head once. No. You just stepped into the wrong fight. He almost smiled. Almost. Or the right one. She looked at him. Not as a stranger, not as a man who saved her, but as someone standing in the same place she was. And somewhere between the fire that took everything and the morning that gave nothing back, they understood something neither of them had expected. They hadn't been brought together by chance. They had been forced into the same fight and chosen to stay in it together.